Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out for you guys. But before I do, I got to say I wanted to go live this weekend, but we were having some issues with the internet. A lot of the local internet companies and phone companies were all dropping out. I don't know what was going on. I talked to a couple people even at the restaurant, and they said that they were having trouble with their phones and stuff. Somebody said they cut a line, but from what I've heard, it was a little too widespread in my area to just be one wire, I guess, one line. So we'll see what happens. I do expect that I will be going live one evening this week, so some of y'all will probably catch me, and some of you won't. When I do go live, I will not do the special event if there's not at least 4 or 5 people on. It'll probably be around 8 o'clock in the evening Central Time, because it's usually when I am home and settling in. With that being said, got a great video planned out for you guys today. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you want to call it the anxiety of silver stacking and gold stacking, or if you want to call it the emotionalness, because I had actually read a comment and it had basically said if people are getting that emotional about a dollar drop, maybe they shouldn't be investing in silver or gold or whatever. And I really do agree with that. And so it made me want to talk today about investing in precious metals like gold and silver, and how you don't want to be investing emotionally. Even though this is not an investment advice, this is just my opinion, there are a lot of people out there that get super emotional when the price either jumps up $1 or it falls $1. And I'll give you some different examples of that in today's video, and I'll kind of tell you why you don't want to get emotional about it. You really don't. It can cost you money, and it can kind of work against you. It definitely can discourage you. I talk to a lot of people that when they get too emotional, they get discouraged. And, like if it jumps up $1 and then gets pulled back, they have this belief that we've been down this road before. They get frustrated. And I agree that happens. However, use these to your advantage. Don't let it essentially manipulate you. A frustrated investor or a investor that's just real anxious, I guess you can say, really runs the risk of making mistakes. I'll give you an emotional example. The price just jumps up 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1. All of a sudden you panic and you hurry up and you put in the biggest order you can right now, right then and there, and then all of a sudden it kind of pulls back. So we're going to talk about some of that, and then you're frustrated. So we're going to talk about some of that today. If you enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button. So many people watch these videos and they're not subscribed to the channel, or they don't hit the thumbs up. I can't thank you guys enough. If you're subscribed, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please take a minute, hit that subscribe button. It hurts you. It costs you nothing. It just really helps me out to try to grow the channel. I do these videos every Monday through Friday. When it cools off a little bit and we're outside of summer, I'll probably go back to all 7 days doing videos. I am planning on pumping up my short videos even more, because short videos introduces new people to this topic and other topics that I like to talk about, even though they might see a short video just scrolling, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's pretty interesting, and then they'll click that subscribe button to help me out, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my word, how did I not know about this? And then they start investing in precious metals or gardening or prepping or whatever the case may be. So help me out by hitting that subscribe. Let me know your thoughts also in the comments. Okay, so right off the bat, before we get started, I like to take a quick minute and take a look at what's going on with the prices. So for those of you that don't know, last week we literally seen silver get kind of beat down. I mean, we were up to 38.50, 38.60, and then the price has really came down quite a bit. We were as low as slightly over 36 and a quarter is what we got down to. And that may not seem like a big drop to some of y'all, but when you see a $2 or $3 drop, that's emotionally for a lot of people. A lot of people take that hard, as we seen last week. I actually talked to a couple people last week that were just frustrated. They felt like, man, did I just buy the top? What did I do? Should I have waited? Here's the thing. If you don't have any silver, You've been waiting to buy, and then you bought at maybe 39 or 38, and the price came down a little bit. That's such a short period of time, really, that in my opinion, it doesn't even matter to me. I mean, obviously, if the price was to plunge to $15, I would be a little frustrated, maybe. But I can't picture that happening, one. And two, I don't think many people will be selling their silver if silver plunged to $15. So I'm not convinced a lot of people would even be able to find it to buy it, at least in the physical aspect. So these little drops, they're more just noise. They're designed to panic people. They're more effective for the paper traders who are out there that are flipping this stuff on a regular basis. They're betting on the ups, they're betting on the downs. But at the end of the day, we see silver continue to slowly climb higher and higher. As you look at this chart right here, you can see it pretty clear. Silver does have pullbacks, and maybe this pullback might be discouraging, but I look at these pullbacks as buying opportunities. And even when you look at up here, that we had gotten really up there almost to $40, and then we took a devastating blow all the way down to 36 and a quarter. But here's the thing. I believe we're going to just pop up higher, because that's exactly what happened a while back. We had silver get all the way up to 34.50, and then it plunges all the way down to 28.70 roughly in day trading, closing at 29. And yeah, that's 29. That's 29. And then all of a sudden we push forward $10 in only a few months. And a lot of people make it sound, a lot of people will get you all excited at, we got a couple month jump of essentially $10. But here's the thing. It really wasn't a couple of months. It built up, it hit the new high, it experienced the resistance, it came down, it pulled back, and then all of a sudden it just pushed forward through that resistance level and to an even higher number. And that's really where we're at right now. We've seen that higher number, I believe, and then now we're seeing that little bit of a pullback. Now, how little bit of a pullback is it going to be? Are we done the pullback at $37? I wouldn't be surprised to see it pull back again. I'm filming this at Monday night at about midnight. I wouldn't be surprised to see that pull back into the $36 level in the wee hours. But here's the thing. You guys are watching this at 6 a.m. or later. By 6 a.m., I'm convinced we'll already have taken a little bit of the pullback, maybe by $1 at most, and then we've already pushed back up to the $37 range again. Only you guys will know that when you look at the charts and you watch what time you're watching this. I don't think it has a lot of room to continue to plunge in price. There are people out there that are waiting for sub $30 silver. I can't really see that happening again anytime soon. The demand for silver is there. A lot of people don't realize with the recession that we are supposedly not in, but yet we are revising our job numbers on a regular basis. We're revising a lot of our numbers on a regular basis. It may not be considered manipulation to some people because they're like, well, they make mistakes. But if you're making mistakes 9 out of 10 reports, then clearly it's not a mistake. It's intentional. They're intentionally hyping up the job market when the numbers officially come out, and then they're just correcting it later down the line. And I think a lot of people do see through this, but the average person does not see through this. The average person takes it essentially at the numbers they put out, and then they don't look at the revisions. How many people really look at revisions in numbers? Not many. When you look at what's going on with silver, more and more people are stacking silver from a personal investment standpoint all the way up to industrial demand. Industrial companies are still buying silver. They understand the price is continuing to go higher. And when they see these dips, don't think that they're not like you and they're not taking advantage of $37 silver when they know it was just $39 just recently. Moving on, taking a quick look before we get too much more into, we're going to get more into the emotional aspect of silver stacking. But before we do, let's take a quick look at what's happening with gold. We got gold right now trading at $3,357. That's less than $150 off of its all-time high for gold. Now, some people out there think that gold topped out. I actually have one friend. He said, don't buy gold. Gold's going to plunge. Gold's at 34. It's not going to go any higher than 34. You will not see it happen. And now, when I hear people say that, it shocks me because they recognize that gold was cheap. But I sometimes wonder if they seen gold go up and then they made these predictions. And, here's the thing. Sometimes people get sucked into what mainstream media is telling us. And mainstream media does not want you investing in gold and silver, especially silver. So, when I hear that, I just think to myself, what do I think? I think gold and silver are going to continue to climb as the year comes to an end. We will see spurts where we'll have little pullbacks, and we'll see spurts where we'll have advance higher. Now, there again, both gold and silver have the emotional aspects. People, they lose a little bit of money on paper and they get frustrated. And you can't do that. You can't let a dip in price scare you off to not want to invest in precious metals. I see it time and time again. My attitude, if the price dips, that's when I want to buy all I can. When the price jumps, that's when I kind of want to slow down a little bit. And if it happens too fast, I personally believe that it will not hold that position. If silver was to drop $4 right now, that $4 drop is not going to hold. You will see some recovery because people will buy the dips. And yes, some people get scared off, but if you're investing in precious metals, you need to understand this is a long-term investment. This is not meant to be bought and trying to flip it for a profit tomorrow. Do some of us do that? Yes. Some of us will purchase a big order, more than we can afford. We'll get the price a little lower because we ordered more, and then we'll split that order up with other people. And once you realize that people are doing that, you have to understand, are these really people that are selling, or are they just selling something that they bought too much of recently? Checking out real quick, because I can't skip out on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been doing phenomenal up until this past weekend. We've seen Bitcoin take a huge hit. Bitcoin down to 114,000. Some people getting a little frustrated. I don't think that's even a low. I think we actually went even lower. We went all the way down to 112,000, and then we started climbing again. But nobody really knows if this was the low and if we're going to start picking back up again, or if this is just the beginning of a bigger drop. And we'll see what happens. I'm not even going to begin to guess what I think will happen on that right now, because some of the stuff going on has to do with a lot of different crypto rulings, crypto holdings, large investors, and that type of stuff. So I didn't really plan on talking too much about that, so I'm not going to. But I did want to share the price because 114 is a nice little drop. However, like I said, it is recovering quite a bit up. Is this even accurate? Yeah, that's yeah, there you go. We're fully refreshed. So with a little bit of a recovery, as you can see, popping up and then getting pulled back down, a little bit of a pop-up again. Taking a quick look at the DXY. Now, this was super interesting what happened with the DXY. I don't know how many people even caught this. The DXY, about a week prior to the Fed meeting, we seen it climb. And those of you that have been following it, I told you guys it's really important that you're watching this. Take a look at, let's look at a 1 month actually. I was going to pull up a 5-day, but the interesting part happened on Friday night after the markets closed. So for those of you that don't know, take a look at this chart. 723, we were down to 97.21. As we roll into the Fed meeting, look what happened. Fed meeting comes and they pump it all the way up to 99.97. Really, it went a little bit over 100. And then all of a sudden, after the Fed meeting, we started coming back down. Now, that's normal practice. We usually see that happen a lot of times. The Fed meeting comes, they want to hype up the DXY, make the dollar look a little stronger. In return, it pulls precious metals down, it pulls stocks down, it pulls everything down because the dollar is essentially stronger. Now, what was a really interesting thing that happened, we're going to zoom in the 5 days. Right after the silver markets closed on Friday night, look what happened. We've seen this huge drop that no one really was paying attention to, and then it continued to go down from here. But this huge drop, I really wonder if that was like one entity, maybe BlackRock, maybe some entity putting in big buys under the DXY, strengthening the dollar, make it look good during the Fed meeting, and then literally cash back out later. It's interesting when stuff like that happens, and it happens at that time. So here's the thing. Like I said, I did a short video the other day, and I said, I want to hurry up and get an order in. Now, I got an order in. I got it in at $37, essentially. Spot price is what it was when I put in that order. And I put in that order because I really thought silver would jump on Monday morning or even Sunday night. Now, we didn't see the jump on Sunday night for silver or gold. We did see it actually pull back even more, go lower, but then hurried up and recouped that. Now, I'm really curious when the markets open on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a jump in the precious metals price, but there again, when you beat something down too much, it's natural that it's going to want to pull forward and go back up in the opposite direction because there's a lot of manipulation going on. With that being said, you cannot get emotional on these things. Try to look at the charts. Try to tune into this channel. If there's another channel you like, tune into that. Keep up with what's going on and watch out. Watch out for the people that are like pushing you to do something, to buy, to sell, to whatever. Be careful. Some of these guys are emotionally attached. They believe that it has to do what it has always done. Now, personally, me, I'm looking for opportunity. So if the price goes low, I buy some. If the price goes lower, I try to buy some more. And that's it. I mean, I want to be ready for the dips. I don't want to be emotional that, I'm frustrated because it ain't doing what it's supposed to do, so I'm not going to buy anymore, and then I miss out on an amazing buying opportunity. Because the day will come, I believe, where silver will break into the 50s, 60s, 70, maybe even $100, and a lot of people are going to feel bad that they were dissing gold and silver and precious metals, and when that happens, that's going to be sad for a lot of people. So I'm going to keep stacking regularly, but I'm going to look for these dips to push in my chips a little bit more and accumulate as much as I can when I can. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Don't get emotionally attached to it. Keep sticking to what you normally do. Look for the opportunities, stack, and just keep going. The world will all be essentially, I hate to say led to the slaughtering pen, but the sheep get sheared is I guess the proper way to say it. And when they do get sheared, some of y'all will be ready for that day with precious metals, and you'll be there to take advantage of the opportunities that will come up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure you hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. On top of that, be sure to check out some of these other great videos. We post videos every Monday through Friday right now, and there's a lot of opportunity to watch some really good videos and point you in the right direction to stacking precious metals. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great week.